On this episode of Real Screaming Kayaks, we have our New Zealand destination feature with Taranaki the focus this time. Awesome place for blue water hunting, and we catch up with a couple of local legends. There's fishing techniques. We've got a special one this time round with all about mechanical jigging and how you can really make a difference with different jig types, and also some techniques. Plus there's a special surprise on there as I hook a really good kingfish. Then there's our fish finder screenshot where we show you what to look for when hunting kingfish. Plus we announce the winner of our competition started in episode 6. All this and more coming up on Real Screaming Kayaks. With first fish, hands off! Screaming! During March, the warm blue waters associated with summer have moved south on both sides of New Zealand's North Island. With them are the pelagic species like Albacore tuna and the catalyst for yet another adventure. It was 3 years since Paul and I last enjoyed the power of these fish from the kayak. A plan was hatched and we were soon on the way to one of our favourite places to catch them. Taranaki, the locals say, is like no other, and its geographical location certainly makes it ideal for blue water hunting. Our long drive was timed perfectly, and arriving at the coast near Mokau revealed a stunning sunset and near perfect conditions. Seeing the ocean so calm with clear skies above lifted our excitement levels for the next day. With at least an hour more to travel, it would be quite late by the time we reached our destination in New Plymouth. Coast Guard, this is Kayak Rob.
Kayak Rob, is that correct?
Yeah, over. Kayak Rob, ZMS 6165.
6165, go ahead.
Heading out northwest in the kayak, hunting tuna, and be back at 1500. So that's what you've got to do when you're heading out, especially offshore. It's best to register your call sign. You know, it's imperative that you get yourself a call sign if you're going to get a VHF. However, if you don't have one, it's still possible to call it in.
All that done, mate. Shall we go get some tuna today?
Yeah, mate. That's the target, eh? Tuna. Woohoo! I'm pumped, man. I can't wait to head out there and do this.
Yeah, man.
I mean, how long's it been since we last went tuna hunting, Paulie?
Oh, I think Facebook told me that it was a good 4 years ago.
4 years, wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
That we were down here.
Awesome. Oh, well, can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, mate. It's going to be epic. And it's great to be going out with Herb and Martin Rook, you know, two old boys of the sport. Herb's 80 years old. I mean, hey, and still doing it. You've got to take your hat off to them.
Cool, man. Let's go.
I try bleeding information. You test the razor every night. That's a big preoccupation. Sometimes you're bound to get it right. Much too often I have found always end up.
You've got quite a good fish there, Martin.
Yeah, it's fairly solid. Fairly
good?
Yeah, holding
Awesome.
about 20 metres.
Yeah. Good to see. Already just arrived out at the blue water, and
Yeah,
one of the lads is
random.
straight into one.
Nice fish, about 6 kilos.
Great. Good to see. We've only just really arrived, so it's fantastic.
I can release this fish, he's unharmed.
Yeah, nice, mate. Awesome, eh?
All good?
Fantastic. You're gonna let him go, eh?
Yep.
First one. Gotta be very careful when you're handling these fish, especially we're using treble hooks on our lures, and they can cause a bit of carnage on the kayak, so you've got to be fairly careful. And Martin's going to let this one go. Martin's into another one. Seems to be his day today. He's got quite a solid fish here by the sounds of it. Been giving you a bit of a hard time, Martin.
He's stressing out the gear a wee bit.
Easy does it with these fish, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I've taken the treble off the belly and put a single on. Makes it easier to release undamaged.
And that's how it's done. Put the gaff in the side if you're going to keep it. And it's best to gaff the tuna because the treble hooks being used are of a very light gauge. Plus it allows for handling the tuna at the side of the kayak. So just to run us through what you're doing there, Martin. You've got the secret to these fish is to actually bleed them out properly and put them on ice, and that definitely improves the eating quality of them. So Martin's just going to run through.
Okay. Normally when you fill it, then you've got two main blood lines, quite heavy, running full length, both sides of the spine. Up in here, just behind the pectoral fin, there's easy access to that blood line. You go in neat, clean, and that job is done.
There you go. Once you've done this, don't leave them hanging in the water. Put them in your containment area so they're sitting on ice. Here's what Martin was using.
Helco lure, as you can see, it's got a single hook on the belly. I've taken the tribbles off and put a single on, so it makes it very easy to release and damn sight safe for me.
So you into one there, Herb?
Huh?
Into a fish, eh?
Yep. Yeah, well, it's a small one, but it's a good start for the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's all about, eh?
Yeah.
That's what we come out here for, so...
Yeah. Well, this must be the smallest one I've caught in a long time.
Both Paul and I had great pleasure in watching the masters at work.
That's the better one.
The passion they shared went deeper than just the fishing, and it was clear by the amount of knowledge they had that the lures they were using certainly proved to be the most effective. Their enthusiasm for adventure certainly was infectious and something to aspire to.
Bloody good to be alive.
While this was going on, I hooked one also. Carnage, hooked up finally, and the one thing you got to do before you can bring the other fish in is actually bring in your other lure, so you don't end up with a heck of a mess out here. So yeah, I'm hooked up on one of the lures and I'm just bringing in this one here so that we can fight this one. Here we go. Yeah, awesome. Doesn't feel like a big tuna, but it had a bit of a run and took off. And this is great. The boys behind me are just saying, Paul's hooked up. And yeah, awesome. This is what we came here for, these albacore tuna. And yeah, I'm super rapt to be hooked up on one. We found the fish. all of it. There's hookups going on all over the place, so brilliant. Not a huge fish, it doesn't feel like. It's making pretty easy work of it, but this one here, well, who knows, you know. I haven't quite seen it yet, so, but yeah, we've got quite a bit of line back on it, and it took off. It did another little run. Here we go, we've got leader again. And yeah, she's coming up. Oh yeah, definitely an albie. I can see it coming up there. Albacore tuna. Yeehaw, my first one of the day. Super stoked, this is what we came here for. Oh, nice tuna too. Woo! And off it goes. They do some pretty manic runs when they come up here. They'll get up to the surface and see the kayak or whatever and then take off again. So here it comes. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this for my first tuna. Probably about a 6 kilo one. Oh, maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, nice size. Yeah, woo! Good fun. This is awesome. These guys are like little speedsters. They just motor around and they put up a good fight. You know, you get the bigger ones and they'll tear off a lot of line. This guy here, he's still cruising around. But yeah, super happy. He looks good. Got to take your time with these guys. You know, we're fishing treble hooks and, you know, they're not big treble hooks, so you don't want to pull the hooks out. You know, you don't want to put too much drag on them. You just ease them up nice and gently. He's not ready yet. He's buzzing around down there. And just taking my time with him. You know, as much as you want to get him up on the surface and everything, you've really got to tire these fish out. Best way to do it. And here we go. Whoa! Great day for it out here off Taranaki. You know, we're super happy to be here, me and Paul. And we're out here with Herb Spanigal and Martin Rook, who are some of the old boys of the sport. And they're legends. They've been around for so long. So here we go. I'm going to lay the gaff into this guy because we want to go home with some albies. So once we get this guy to calm down a bit, you know, you've got to take your time with them. Just bring them up slowly. And, you know, play them out. Wear them out a bit. They get a bit tired after a while, but they've got a lot of energy, these guys. So you've got to just take your time. I'm using my thumb on the spool a little bit just to keep him up, stop him running away. Here he is. And he's pretty well up on the surface now, and I'm going to drag him in. He drenched me. Oh boy. Just when you think they've calmed down enough to stick the gaff in him, and he's soaked me glasses, you know. But yeah, good fun. Loving it. Having a blast with this fish. Awesome. He's still pretty feisty. And off he goes. He's doing a run. Oh boy. Just when I thought I had him. Shows you, hey, these guys have got a lot of power in them. They're like, the design of them, they're just such little freight trains. I've got to get the gaff into this guy. You know, he's just hooked under the gills now. And yeah, he's pretty decent. You know, he's putting up a good fight, and I haven't won the battle yet with this fish. But yeah, this slow jerk rod is superb for this kind of fishing out here, trolling for tuna. It's got a nice soft tip action section on it, and it really does a nice job with these fish. So here we go again. But still, he carries on. He's really hard. We're going to try and drag him in towards the kayak now. Whoa! So there we go. That's a great fish. I'm really stoked with that. I'll just hold him up for you. Lovely fish. Happy with that.
In the meantime, while Paul's filming Herb...
Oh, I'm on. I gotta go. I filmed you, Rob, but I was filming Herb, and then I got one too.
The fishing action heated up so much that they were even taking lures while they were sitting still in the water column. Paul enjoyed the fight and soon had the tuna right at the side of the kayak. He quickly tried to net it, but the tuna had other ideas. The powerful runs these tuna exert certainly make for plenty of fishing fun.
No, I didn't want to come on board yet.
Finally, after another epic battle, the tuna came alongside and gave Paul the opportunity to secure it.
Oh yeah, that's a better one.
These tuna never give up, and even when on deck and out of the water they continue to beat their tail. Once again, the old master showed his skills, managing to hook yet another fish. And this time, it looked to be much bigger than the ones before.
Surface action there. Yep.
One thing every one of these tuna shared in common was the fact that they all fought just as hard as each other when right on the surface.
Yeah, that's a better fish.
Nice Herb, that's fantastic, Albie. Solid, aren't they?
6 at least. Yep. That's what I like about that trial over.
Next time, on New Zealand destination Taranaki Part 2, we meet Lance from Costa Rica and his mate Vinny. There's plenty more blue water action, plus Herb goes over the techniques for filleting an albacore tuna. So we're just coming up to where we want to try and jig for kingfish. We've got good sign on the sounder, and we're basically, one of the things you've got to try and do when you're jigging is try and position yourself properly so that the line is going out and away from the rod. That way you can avoid getting tip wrapped. So you want to be drifting this way and you want the line to be out running away from you, and that way everything's sort of sitting nicely. So we've got a bit of wind pushing us this way at the moment and the current's running, etc. So we're going to turn now and we're basically going to put ourselves in the position where we're going to be, drifting quite nicely. So we want to basically drift away from the line. So we're going to have a go again. And, it's quite important that you get yourself positioned right, get that line out. And the great thing about this kayak is I can back pedal a bit and hold this line in front of me slightly, so it's pointing slightly out and away from me and in front of me. Now there's a lot of good sign on the sounder, so we'll see what happens here. 42 meters, 40 meters, and we're dropping down. We've got the Zest Spearhead Pink Mac 200 gram jig on, nice and fluttery, great in the shallower water, and we're on the bottom. So one of the things to do, a lot of people when they try to jig, start off with the handle at the top of the reel. Now concentrate more on your lifts rather than the speed of it. A lot of people try to go fast. It's more about big lifts and winds on the way down. So lift and drop, 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 lift and drop. So we're trying to create that nice erratic action. Keep your rod pointed forward too. If you're running real drags, I've seen a lot of people jigging out the side of the kayak like this. That's definitely a no-no. It's all good if you're running a really, really light drag, but if you're running a proper drag setting, then you're going to get pulled out of the kayak. Always try to jig with your rod pointing as far forward as you can. You get a real good whack from a kingy and you've got your rod out the side like this, you're asking for trouble. It's a disaster. Running a proper drag and you'll be pulled out. No doubt about it. So, try to jig facing forward. In terms of how much drag you can run, 7 kilos is pretty much around what you'll get away with on the kayak. Lever drag reel's the best option because you can back the drag off really quick if you need to. See, now what's happened is my line is pointing out the side, but notice how I'm keeping the rod still pointing forward on the jig. Keep up with it, you know, don't try to be the speed jigger. Oh, and I got a hit then, yes, I'm on. Oh boy, I'm hooked up. This is a good fish too. Woo! She's really, I'm trying to thumb this bull to stop it from diving because it's heading for the bottom and there's a lot of foul ground. So one thing you've got to do with these kingies is you've really got to, you know, work them off the bottom as much as you can. Don't give them nothing. The great thing about this kayak is I can, oh, she's a good fish. Definitely got some power to it. Oh, yeah, nice. Fish on. I've been trying hard for the last few hours to get this fish, to get a kingy, and they just haven't been on the bite. But yeah, I'm using, oh, don't give them nothing. This guy here is a solid fish and she's giving me a hard time. I'm not letting it run. I'm trying to stop it from going down on the bottom. Whew, that was great. It's nice to get a bit of reward after finally, oh, yeah, it's a good fish. It's got some power to it. I'm not giving it nothing. This is a great thing about this PDL, is it's got a fair bit of ability to put more drag on it than you normally would, so lifting power, which is great. I definitely have got this fish up a bit now, and I'm bringing it up fast as, which is great. Oh, awesome. That fish just did the mean run to start with, but it's coming up now. Oh, I can feel some stuff going on down there, and I really hope it's not a shark. But yeah, I'm bringing it up. Oh, yeah, great fish. Oh yeah, she's coming up now. Here it is. I can't see it yet. Oh man, there's a big bronzy just eating half of it. Holy, oh, what a ripper of a fish it was. Oh my God. Oh, holy, I just got bronzy big time. Man, check that out. He's still under me kayak too, the bugger. Yeah, man, that bronzy, he was keen as. He was under the kayak looking hard out. What a shame. I thought it was getting bronzied. I had that fish. I was really trying hard to get him up. I had the thumb on the spool. He was a good fish. And man, I'm having some experiences with bronzies at the moment, I tell you. This isn't the first time. That was a good kingfish. It would have easily gone 20 kilos. Bugger. So you can see it there. I'm just going to turn around into the sun and you can have a look. But what a shame. I mean, when there's a bronzy around like that, time to move. You know, you'll just hook up on another fish and he'll just come in and eat it. So, but yeah, look at that. Look at that for a kingfish. That was a great fish. And I lost quite a bit of it. You can see the size of those teeth marks that bronzy got. But yeah, great fish. And that was on that Zest spearhead. Now these are a different kind of jig. This is a 200 grammer and really fluttery jig. You know, these are great. Something very different to what we normally fish. More long, slender jigs. These are quite fluttery, great for kayak, especially, you know, I'm only fishing 40 meters of water out here. And yeah, basically this here is in the water column a lot more. So these are, yeah, excellent for fishing the shallow water, the Zest spearhead. So what I used to capture that last fish was this Jigstar Ninja rod. This is a Jigstar L rod, and I got a little Maxwell Transformer 30 reel on it. Now you saw what I was doing with that kingfish. It was really trying hard to get to the bottom, and I basically put my thumb on the spool quite a bit. I've got 50-pound braid on this set and 80-pound leader, and that's fairly strong, you know. Like with this kayak that I'm using, it gave me the ability to put a bit more hurt on the fish, and I basically thumbed the spool and stopped it from reaching the bottom because there's quite a bit of foul ground down there. So yeah, great fish. Shame it wasn't entire, but I still got, you know, a good chunk of it which I'm going to enjoy eating. For more top fishing tips and techniques, head down to your local store and grab a copy of New Zealand Bay Fisher magazine. Competition time. First of all, thanks to everybody who sent in an entry for this competition on the Real Screaming Kayak show. It was fantastic. We had an overwhelming number of people sending in their entries. So before I draw this, I just want to say a huge thanks to our sponsors for all their support with this prize pack. It's an awesome pack. So without further ado, let's draw the prize. And the winner is Terence Permel. Congratulations, mate. I'll be in touch. You're the winner of this prize pack. This episode features a screenshot from my Humminbird Helix 9. With Kingfish featured in the fishing technique section this episode, let's look at what they show up like on the fish finder screen. Kingfish can be solitary, especially the larger size ones, but generally can be found in smaller schools of 2 to 3. Yet there are also extremely large schools of them. Generally, they are more commonly found in areas that hold plenty of food for them to prey on, which is bait fish. In this screenshot, we have sonar views on the left and chart plotter on the right. The sonar views clearly show lots of fish concentrations which represent bait fish, but also are kahawai as well. The kahawai are spread throughout the school, but not only that, they can be located below the school down at the 15 metre mark and even further down than that, close to the 22 metre mark. The kingfish are very easy to spot and are represented in the sonar view with long, thick lines. These are chasing and following the kahawai schools. Quite often these long thick lines can show up as solitary fish, and if you see one, the best thing you can do is react by lowering a jig down to try and target it. On the right we have the chart plotter view, and this is very useful when jigging for kingfish, especially when looking for them or locating a school of bait fish that has kingfish holding, because you can position yourself for a drift over the entire school. For more information on Humminbird fish finders, visit the website. Special thanks to our sponsors. Outdoor Sports New Zealand provide the Old Town kayaks and Ocean kayak that get us to the action. Humminbird provides the technology that finds the fish. Railblazer customises our kayaks. Sharkskin protects the body against the elements. Neptune assists with the free diving, and Pelage captures the seafood. Jigstar rods fight the fish, and Zest jigs attract the fish.